Alright guys, just going to give you a quick review on these tyres. First little tip at the start, when we're using the ARB compressor, I don't use the Inflate. I reckon it slows it down, and you just get used to roughly how long it takes to pump up your tyres. So basically what we're doing here is, we've done 3, we're on the last one now, and I just thought, you know what, I want to tell you about this because it's so easy. I just use a a pencil gauge. They're very accurate like that, probably one of the most accurate sorts of gauges. So we're just about done, I estimate. So it's hard to do with the camera, so I'm going to stop and start again. But yeah, I'm just going to pop that off. It takes like half a second. Pop this on, yep, and it'll be pretty well spot on anyway, because you just get to learn your tyres. But I'm going to tell you about these tyres as well. Right, so tyres are all pumped up. Because they're warm, we normally put about 40 in these, a little bit under. There's two sides to the story. The sidewalls, they're not too bad, but they seem a bit soft and they flex easier than, say, comparing to the BFGs. So look, I've put about 43, or it turned out to be about 43.5 in the rear and about 41.5 in the front. They'll probably end up being about 3 or 4 psi lower when they're cold, and we may recheck them then, but no big deal. It's not a big deal either way. So just that little tip about the compressor, how we use it. And now a bit more about the tyres. So there you go, you can see the tread pattern and what they are. One regret was putting the white writing on the outside. It does look pretty average. Grandtrek At3G, so they're obviously Dunlops. They've been on the vehicle now for a couple of years, so we've given them quite a hard time, to be quite honest. They've done a lot of work, and I'm about to tell you how I find them. Now, on the road, they're really good. Let's go around the other side. This one's got a bit of a, I can't show you because the bag's on there, but look, let's just check the sidewalls, because we just gave them basically 3 days of hammering. Now, they're really grippy on the road. I'm really impressed with on the road. They're quite a wide tread pattern, as in, just because they're, say, 265s or 275s or 285s, it doesn't mean your tread to this edge is that wide. That's the measurement to the bulge, right? So the tread pattern on every tyre is a different measurement, and it does vary. So there's a bit of information for you that you might not have known. Let's just have a look, because we've just been over a whole heap of sharp rocks over 3 days in the high country. I can't see any damage on either of those two tyres, which is bloody awesome. We'll go around the front and just have a look at the other side. We'll do a quick inspection while we're at it. Like I said, I'll try and be quick because we've got the motor running. No damage. There could be damage on the inside, but it's usually the outside, and it's usually the left-hand rear or one of the fronts. Okay, so basically, I find the tyres really good on the road. So there's only a small amount of compromise compared to driving on your normal Grandtreks, which is good. That's your positive, because for a lot of people they are on road a lot. So they are an option for off-road if you're only doing a little bit. Now, I always talk about that wrap-around grippy tread pattern on the BFGs that I like, and I've seen it, and it's proven to work, and the reliability. These don't kind of have that. I know it's hard to see at the moment with the way the light is, but it doesn't really matter. You've seen it before. We'll go around the other side and have one more look at the tread pattern, so you know what you're looking at. Right, that's what they look like. Right. So, at the end of the day, really good on road, off road, on those dirt tracks, on dry dirt tracks. Any tyre's good. So of course they're good. Yeah, they're really good. They're great. I'll give you an experience. So on this trip, just this morning, we were doing a river crossing. It's only a fairly shallow river crossing, but there was a big, we went across it twice. We went into a camp area and back out again. And there's a rock in the middle, and we touched on the bash plate. So on the way back out, I went, I'm going to try and dodge that rock. So I went a little bit to the left. It was a little bit deeper and a little bit steeper, and I found myself spinning the wheels in the river. I mean, rocks can be slippery, but so on those big rocks, I've never experienced that before, and that's what you get from a tread pattern that's more flat and square and less aggressive. Now, you don't need a mud terrain aggressiveness. I'm just talking about that BFG KO2. If you want ultimate off-road grip, if that's what you mainly use your vehicle for, and that's what should be on this vehicle, we were just testing out these tyres. We had an opportunity to buy them at a discount. So, you know, I paid for them. It's not like anybody's, you know, it's not a paid, it's just a me telling you the truth about cars and tyres from a lot of experience type review. They're really good. Wet, dry, on the road, really good. They're good on the tracks. As much as I'm a bit concerned about the sidewalls and that, there hasn't been any punches at all. They have been fairly well used off-road, and we're going to keep using them. We're going to run them down till the tread gets low. So we're going to do, you know, the good 100,000k thing on them, and we'll let you know how they go. But I was just trying to keep it short, just a quick one, because there was people that saw me put these tyres on the vehicle, and they were asking, hey, you know, what do you think of them? So put the white writing on the inside. Yep, put them on your black wheels. Put them on your genuine wheels, because genuine is strongest and best. I'll give you another little tip for those people that weren't watching when I've said it other times in posting videos, and that is on the 120s, these alloy wheels, what you got to be careful of, they've got a fixed valve stem. What do I mean by that? You'll see this valve stem, see it wobbles? That's because mine don't have fixed valve stems. Check yours out. You'll find it's like a bit of stainless steel and it's got a nut, holds it in. You've got to, when you're getting new tyres next time, take those out, get rid of them, put rubber in there. I'll tell you why, because if you're doing these rocky river crossings, what happens is, and it's happened more than once, and that's why I say what happens is, because if I know of it more than once, it's what happens, right? So anyway, I'm just walking around a bit here, guys. I've got some bins and I've got some wasps hanging around. They want to maybe have a nip. I'll probably start running in a minute. Anyway, when you go through a river and you can't see that rock and it rubs up against the outside of that tyre or wheel there, it's just going to flex the stem out of the way if it's a flexy one. But if you've got one that's fixed, what happens, it can push, it can bust it, it can burr it over so that the edge pushes on the valve and lets the tyre down for you either fast or slowly. So get rid of those. They are a bad idea, Toyota. Not bad for on-road, not bad for good looks, not a bad idea, but not a good idea for the Victorian high country, right? So if you're not doing harder tracks, you'll be okay. Anyway, guys, that's it. I've told you what I've got. Best wheels, genuine, are tough and strong. Change to flexi valve stem. These tyres, they're okay. Would I buy them again? I'm not going to buy them again because it doesn't suit my needs. Do you know what I mean? It's not. They're great. I've really enjoyed the on-roadness of them, definitely. There is probably a little bit more road noise, believe it or not. This tread pattern, every tread pattern is different, even though it's less aggressive than the BFG KO2s. KO2s are very quiet. They are very quiet, and you know, that's why all-round great tyre. I think they still work well on road. Not as good as a road tyre, of course, not as good as a tyre like this, and the more road orientated it becomes, the less good it is off-road. So as far as I'm concerned, KO2 for grip on the tracks and perfectly good enough on the road. That's what I recommend for people that are off-roaders. But if you you know, seldom go off-road and you know you're not hitting the hardest tracks, just some dirt roads and whatever, then maybe these are the tyres for you. I've got no issue with them either way. Like those, what are they, D697, the Bridgestones, they get a lot of sidewall damage. Like the Coopers, you know, they look tough and aggressive, but out of the minority that come on our trips, they're the ones that generally end up with a flats for whatever reason. I don't know why, I don't get it. I know a lot of people love Coopers and use them as well, so that's good. But anyway, guys, hope that's helped. That's a review on these Grandtrek At3Gs for now. And again, we'll do it again in another year or two if they're still around. We've reviewed them before, we'll review them again. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe, turn the bell on. Turn that bell on so you get the next notification. And please give us a thumbs up if you liked and got something out of that. Catch you later.